かなんて私は知らないの。手のひらから落ちていった青色の花みたいにくるくるって踊るようなこの感じが止まらない。さあどんな運命選ぶの？あなたと私どちらが勝つの？ちょっと見せるよ。本当はそれを欲しがるくせに。
And welcome back to your favorite tournament of all time, Winter Osu Mania Grand Slam Tournament. We are back. We have been computing the qualifier results hard. There have been many lobbies. There have been many players in the lobbies, and we finally have our results. And we also have a showcase, but yeah, we care about the results more. I think I'll be commentating as your favorite French commentator, Pachirage, and along my side is going to be one of your hosts, Antal. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Very excited to show the results with everybody.
Yes, indeed. We've been cooking the results together. Also, it's on Apple, by the way. Yeah, those results are looking pretty hot. We've been looking at some scores here and there from like players that caught our eyes, and some of those scores are really impressive. By the way, like there's a huge range in the 5 digits realm.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I just want to say that shout out to Sun Apple. Thank you so much for helping us set this thing up.
Yeah, love you. I want your script in my room right now.
There you go. You heard it first here.
Anyways, without further ado, I think we are going to transition into those infamous qualifiers results, starting from the bottom. And there are gonna be 76 players, 76 players who have actually played the lobbies, the qualifiers, I mean. So starting from the bottom with number 76, gonna be Meliodas Le BG. So from the scores here, it's actually quite interesting to see that Melio was able to get 639k on stage 2, not necessarily being quite familiar with the lens, but it is what it is.
And also considering, yeah, this is something worth talking about. The difficulty of the qualifiers, it was up there.
Yeah, you have to consider that number 75 on stage 1 is 856k, and number 75 is going to be funded from, I believe that's the Puerto Rican flag.
He is Dominican, but
Wait,
Puerto Rican flag, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, you start seeing where the standings stand, and you start to realize that some of those players are actually good. Jackson, I know Jackson from another mode. It's either like Taiko or Standard. I don't actually remember. I think Jackson comes from Standard actually. So 941k is going to be number 67 in the seeding. So yeah, people are actually able to play those maps.
I'm actually amazed that we have people from other modes joining in.
Hawaii Sara, number 73 in the standings. We are starting to see higher seedings in the lens. 845k is going to be our seed number 62 in the lens. So don't be afraid if you weren't quite able to get 900k on the lens. I think 900k is actually going to be scoring pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
Going up, it's going to be Malro 12. Seed number 72. Remember, only top 64 is going to qualify. So right now we only see like the eliminated guys. 857 is going to be seed number 64 for stage 2. So once again, if you didn't have a really high score on stage 2, then don't be afraid. 900k might be okay, actually, in terms of standing.
Definitely.
So Leo plays games number 71. Pretty all-rounded scores.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is pretty all-rounded. He definitely showed that he can do good in all the stages. Definitely on the harder LN side, can see a little bit of a drop, but expect it, knowing this is the qualifiers.
Yeah, we're gonna hope that players still enjoyed the qualifiers despite not necessarily qualifying or finding the maps really hard. But the maps are hard because people are actually able to score on these. Like you can see the scores, you can see the seeding, and the Cupid Seraph number with seed number 70 already has some pretty decent scores, all things considered. Like you take any player in a multi and you give them those 4 maps, and they're not necessarily going to be faring very well. Like even.
And we see that scores are starting to ramp up.
Anyways, the Era Divid, our first Era member here, number 69. Gonna be going higher in terms of LNs. 859k is gonna be seed number 59.
That is actually very surprising.
Okay, so we get mirrored at seed number 68. Remember, top 64 is coming. We are almost having our roster of actually qualified players. Strong rise for Mirror actually. Like seed 57 for stage 2 is 886k. I wasn't really expecting that high of a score
And
coming
for
from
stage
seed.
2,
Yeah.
definitely 886 is really high.
Yeah, going up, we're gonna see Silent in number 67, really, really close to the seed 64. And wow, look at that LN. 934k is seed number 38. That gives you a little bit of an idea of how high your seeding is compared to your score. So, like, great job to Silent for being an LN player, actually. So, we take this.
Definitely, they killed it.
Yeah, going up. It's gonna be DNA BBTBT with seed number 66. All-rounded scores overall, and I'm looking at the back end coming up into seed number 64, and from seed 67 to 64. It's actually pretty close. It's not like close, but there's like 2 rankings difference between seed number 66 and 64.
Yeah, definitely. And also you can see the increase of skill that is going to happen from now on.
Yeah, and coming from the last lobby, Ketsu unfortunately not gonna qualify. Seed number 65, so close to number 64. Just needed, I would say 1.5 ranking average. Great job on Rice number 1. 974k is a pretty strong score, and I believe that many people choked on stage 1, which didn't help their standings. And drum roll for the first qualified player. We are coming into seed 64, top 64. It's going to be Mape 021. All-rounded scores overall, strong showing. At least 900k on both of the Rice, and just sustained the lens enough. Not quite 800k on the land, but still a strong showing.
Definitely. And something important worth to know. From now on, you're gonna see how the scores are gonna vary so much differently. You're gonna see how people have strong skill sets and their weak skill sets as well.
Coming up into the seed number 63, it's going to be Crystal Kwan. I know them from staffing, actually, so it's actually quite refreshing to see fellow staff actually play tournaments, because believe it or not, staffs are also players sometimes. Look at this LAN actually, 917k with seed number 43. That's pretty strong.
Definitely.
And with the missing flag, it's gonna be Soul Moss. Pretty all-rounded scores overall. Pretty all-rounded player actually. We see many players like not necessarily being quite familiar with the lens, but depending on the amount of ranked maps you played before, you might be like more or less familiar with the lens.
I just wanted to say this player was from Sweden. Just Sweden? Yes, it was from Sweden. Just letting you guys know that.
Okay, so the invisible flag is Sweden, got it. So okay, so Nora is gonna be our seed number 61. And look at that Rice number 1, that is seed number 46, and 973k. I think like 970-ish scores are gonna be getting close to the full combo scores. And Rice number 1 lends itself to be full comboed very well, but it also lends itself to be missed on very easily. So good job on Sonori to get to have gotten this strong score.
Definitely.
Hey, that's a nice username.
Yeah, we have Warp for our seed number 60. Something worth noting here, they didn't do that great on a lens, but they killed it in the Rice department.
Yeah, like and then seed number 72, that's below 64, but getting caught up with their raw skill and their accuracy in terms of Rice. Okay, going up, we're gonna have Triple O with a very square flag. I assure you, this is how it's supposed to be in Switzerland. And
Oh,
wow, look at that seed. Look at that seed number 23 on Rice 1. 985k. 985 yields you a seed number 23. Yeah, that's pretty intimidating, and you can calculate how good your accuracy on Rice 1 is gonna be getting you.
yes.
Alright, so it's not gonna be the American no-name, it's gonna be the I believe the Russian no-name? I don't recognize flags, by the way. I'm just doing
This
it.
is this is a Russian no name.
This is the Russian no-name. I almost said all-rounded, but look at those LNs. 928k is seed number 39.
Yes,
So
this is insane coming from seed number 58. So yeah, you better watch out for them.
And we're starting to get information also about stage number 4. Like 920k is like seed number 40-ish, and Sharkful on seed number 57 overall is going to give us some more information in terms of all-roundedness, because wow, those seeds are just very, very flat.
Yeah, pretty damn close to each other. That I have to say.
Yeah, 907k is seed number 52, so yeah, it was very competitive on stage number 4 actually, which is kind of surprising, because a fair amount of people found stage number 4 to be the hardest, but the balancing on the qualifiers made it so that some players found the LN map to be the hardest, or Rise 2 to be the hardest, and yeah, it's just very interesting to see that dynamic. Anyways, going up is going to be Smart AI, one of the hosts for Skibidi Mania Cup, I believe. And I remember the staff are also players sometimes.
Look at that insane LN seed that we have there. 951k at number 28. You can
Yeah.
definitely see the strength with these players right now.
Yeah, it kind of shows that they're familiar with tournaments in the first place, because you have to be familiar with tournaments in the first place to even be playing the kind of tournament LN maps that Juan provides with Teo on the LNs. So going up is going to be Luceus. Look at this Rice. It is a very, very Rice-oriented kind of result. 983k on stage 1, and 923k on stage 2, which is a really good score considering how hard stage 2 is.
Yeah, you can see how strong people are, and with Countdown here, we can see that they were number 32 and number 39 in the seed for Rice picks.
Yeah, once again, a very Rice-oriented kind of result, and we are going to see a lot of those in the tournament, because I do believe there's a mix of players who have played LNs before and players who have never played LN tournaments.
This is a surprise. We have Sawayuki with seed number 53, having seed number 64 and 65 on Rice, but a surprising and staggering 959.9k with the LN pick at number 24 seed. This is amazing. We can really see that we have a lot of different people here that have either a strong right side or strong LN side. This will be an exciting tournament to definitely play out.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind this information once we get into the matchups, and rest assured, like the matchup, the challenge is gonna be posted in the Discord. I guess tomorrow, because we already were working so hard for this. Anyways, going into seed number 52 is going to be Shoto from the British Islands. Once again, a very rice-oriented kind of result. 977k on stage 1 and 929k on stage 2.
Something worth noting that they seem to be like very physical players, but here we have a very well-rounded person.
Ja, der kleine Keck, der kleine Keck in contrast to medium Keck. I wonder if like that's the intention, because I find that so funny. Like it means the small Keck.
You know what?
Essentially,
they were committed to the meme. They were really committed to the meme, and I like this.
Yeah, love this. I love seeing this. And very all-rounded result. Maybe a kind of mishap on stage 1, but it happens to the best of us. And we're gonna be going with Belgian Purity for seed number 50. Once again, a very all-rounded scores, except for stage 2 somehow. Just kind of showing that combo game or accuracy game. We don't really have the details. Just looking at the score, like 934k is like a really strong showing on this.
Definitely number 30 in the second rise pick. This is amazing. Okay, so on the next side we have TKS Vapi with a they were well rounded. You can actually say they lacked a little bit in the LN side of things. But they were sure to pick it up with the first stage and the last stage as well.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna comment on the flags anymore. I think like some of the flags might be wrong. I'm just reading it right now, so I guess we're just gonna ball with the vibes, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just going up into the rankings, gonna be one of the most based names ever. It's gonna be Dinky, and we are going to see quite a bias towards LN. Seat number 31 is 946k. That's a pretty strong showing, especially compared to the other stages.
Definitely, Dinky being a Taiko player, this really surprised me. With that biased of a username, they did really good.
We're going up into the standings once again. It's going to be seed number 47 with Mint T. Not just N Mint, Mint T. And once again, a very physical player. As you can see from the rice standings, 981k, 938k. Like, people are eating this rice.
Yeah, they love it. They really love it.
Hey, look, it's my boy Esteban. Esteban, hello. Very all-rounded results. Maybe a mishap on the hybrid. The hybrid was not the easiest thing in the world, especially with the unexpected SVs, maybe. So, commiserations to that standing, but still a great job on the rest of the qualifiers. Oh my god. This player is playing this tournament? Wow.
He did, and also not that, he played live. He thought he was not gonna play live, but he did. Coming up at seat number 45, he killed the Olympic, 961k. That's amazing.
Yeah, like a player that we have known for maybe over a decade, maybe 20 years at this point. Sinai, very much a very well-known LN specialist, and 961k is actually, I want to say, pretty low for what Sinai has to provide. Sinai, you suck.
He has high expectations inside the staff, so we hope to see you shine in a lens.
Anyways, another Vietnamese. I wasn't gonna comment on the flags once again. Anyways, Hugh Curry. All-rounded results overall. Also a very good run on stage 2. I don't. Once again, I don't know how people are getting these ugly runs on stage 2, but here we go. Oh, a 4-letter username, HexW. In a 1-digit LNC?
This is insane to see at seat 43, 980k, almost 981 for the LN pick. This is just amazing. You can see that they are a heavy LN player.
Yeah, I dare say based, and also be afraid whoever is going to face HexW in the brackets, because HexW might even be better in early game than you think, because stage 1 is kind of hard compared to what's coming up in round 64 map pool. Oh, that's a beautiful username.
Definitely. We have Archipelago for seat number 42 coming in at 20. Number 29 seed would be Rice pick, 61 for Lance and 39 for the hybrid pick. We have to have in mind this is a very, very Rice oriented player.
Yeah,
we're seeing a lot of those, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to see, like the seeding not necessarily tanking on the hybrid. So that means that Archipelago was able to grasp, to take advantage of the Rice portions of the hybrid, and not necessarily doing well with the LNs, but still maintaining a very good stability on the Rice itself. Seed number 41 is going to be our French fellow man, AstraZeneca, going to be showing once again a very physical profile. So 979k on Rice 1 and 941k on Rice 2 on stage 2. Seed number 25 with 941k. That's a really good run. Once again, just one of those raw skill slash technical, dare I say, minute players.
Yeah, that's for sure. Seen in the chat that he said he choked a little bit on the LN, but that's okay.
There's number 40. It's gonna be fruitcakes, delicious like this. Yeah, that's the seat 15 on 11. 972k, very beautiful score. Once again, 970k is starting to get into the territory of full combos. Not necessarily like high accuracy full combos, but even then, if you get a really good accuracy and like maybe 1 or 2 slider breaks or combo breaks, you might get the score. So be afraid, be afraid. Oh my! It's my homie, Chadabug, a French Taiko player who is coming back once again for the 5-digit tournament that is here. Gonna be competing with AstraZeneca for the French title. Seed number 39 versus seed number 41 for AstraZeneca. So it's gonna be interesting to see how those two fare in the overall tournament. Seed number 21 on Rice 1. Chernibog has been known as a player who is especially proficient on the accuracy department, especially coming from Taiko.
Let's see, number 38, we have TCD Shock with the whopping 962k on stage number 4, making it the seed number 14. This score really surprised me, I have to say. They seem to be good in Rice, but they also have that LN skill that made them get that seed number 14. I am really amazed at this board.
Yeah, honestly, I'm shocked. Yeah. Anyways, going into seed number 37 is gonna be Blade with spaces in between. So a pretty eclectic profile, actually. Not necessarily being the decent accuracy player compared to what they provide on stage 2 and stage 4. So maybe a later game kind of profile overall, and not necessarily an accuracy hitter. Depending on who they're facing in round of 64, they might be one to get upset against.
For seed number 36, we have Ligon with a pretty well-rounded score for their seed.
Yeah,
980k in the first stage and 929 in stage number 4. Makes you think. I think they're a really well-standing player.
yeah, I feel like it's the first time I've seen such well-rounded seedings in a while. Actually, I feel like a lot of the tournament players here are pretty polarized, either on the Ellen department or the physical department, Rice department, are really. Going up into the seedings, we are going to see a familiar name for some staffers, a lifesaver, dare I say, in some dire situations.
Gonna be our
the
homie.
the invisible flag once again.
It's gonna be our homie from Sweden. Need to say this, from Sweden.
Yeah, pretty all-rounded. I want to say pretty all-rounded results overall, except for stage number 2, where the physicality and the technicality wasn't quite there. Like, it is the kind of map that will trip some people up if they're not like used to this abrasiveness.
It's definitely true for us staff in this tournament. It was really tricky for us to play this qualifier, but it is enjoyable.
Another Vietnamese flag that we see right here. And another LN profile. Like, I feel like the Vietnamese have been taught to play LN somehow. I think they do have a tournament scene where they are fed the right amount of LNs and the right amount of noodles. I do think that the Vietnamese cuisine is known for their soup and noodles.
Definitely. I think that's why they play so good with the LNs. So for seed number 33, we have Lee the Noob.
Not quite the noobs ending up at seat number 33. Like, he placed above at least 50 players.
Yeah, there's no way this guy can be considered a noob. You can see by their stage 4 score that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they might have played the rank section. Like, the stage 4 is most representative of what you can what wonderful finds you can just peruse on the ranked section. So they did their homework. Going up into the seedings once again, it's gonna be a 3-letter username. It's gonna be Zoot, and with the brevity of their username is gonna be greatness in their long notes. Once again, it's gonna be a LN-oriented profile.
It's worth noting that in their profile they say that they love LN, so there we go.
Yeah, it checks out. And for seed number 31, it's gonna be not just another band, but Mean Band. Quite a physical player. We're starting to see some really high seeds on Rise number 2, on stage number 2. Seed number 13 is gonna be 959k, so you don't necessarily need that high of a score to really seed high, because stage number 2 is once again really hard.
Yeah, definitely. And we are seeing those really insane scores coming up now. And we have Tortoise from the United Kingdom, and we definitely see that this is another one of those physical players. But there is something strange with this. We also see that they have a good skill set in the hybrid department, coming at number 22 with the stage 4 score.
Yeah, it might be a late game player once again, like not necessarily being there in terms of accuracy or early game combo, but being there when it matters for the late game. Going up, Ganchi can't act, but Ganchi actually acts better than at least 50 players on stage 1. Yeah, 983k is just not representative of their username at all.
Yeah, the usernames are being really misleading here.
Yeah, no, just trying to jinx us here, just trying to fool us, just trying to fool the opponents into thinking I can pick some accuracy rise or something. But no, you cannot sleep on Genji. You cannot sleep on Genji can't act. And who you won't be able to sleep on either. It's going to be legendary MWC among many other tournaments. Commentator Sparky, and Sparky also showing their prowesses on the LNs. Been known for many years for being a very proficient tournament player. Knows what they're doing, especially in the early game. Very proficient accuracy player.
At seed number 27, we have He's. Something worth noting, they don't seem to be such that accuracy player. We see a number 55 with a 965k in stage number 1. But in everything else, they excelled. This is one curious score.
It is actually quite interesting to see this ranking for He's in particular, because I knew He's from NBS 3 actually, and he's actually topped the leaderboard on this on that tournament. But they might be rusty nowadays and be just kind of chilling. But it is fine to do so. We just kind of chill in the tournament experience. Going up into the rankings once again, it's going to be Stray L. Once again, a very physical player, very physical. We're starting to get into the really spicy scores on stage number 1. I don't think we have seen a 990k yet on Rise 1, but it is only a matter of time before we get into these really high accuracy scores. With pride, I announce Lady Man on to the first 1-digit Rise 2 seeding that we can see, I think.
Yeah, definitely. This has been the first for 1 digit.
Yeah, it's gonna be 964k for seed number 9, and 964k is like really, it's like the kind of score I get on stage 2 actually, so like really strong showing.
And for seed number 24, we have the player ruler ruling the score of the third stage. Oh my god, 978k. We have to say this is amazing for the stage, even though that we saw a better score for this. But going into this higher seeding, you have to have in mind that these players are to be feared.
Yeah, ruler setting things straight in terms of LNs, like setting those long bars and hitting them from start to finish. Another Vietnamese flag right here, Chino Xpen. Not necessarily seeding high in terms of LNs compared to the Rice seeding, so kind of an anomaly in the Vietnamese flags right here, but really beautiful scores, 987k on stage 1, 952k on stage 2. Oh my god, what are those seedings? This is actually kind of insane from Houdini. Seed number 5 and 6.
Number 5 and 6, you can see this one of the most well-rounded so far physical players that we have seen. Accuracy as well, 992 in the first stage, 978 in the second stage. This is full combo territory for sure.
Yeah, this is like FFR player kind of profile. This is wild. Well, going up, we're gonna have another 4-letter username, another Vietnamese flag, another LN-oriented player, and also beautiful hybrid. Has enough physicality to sustain the hybridness of the hybrid, and getting some beautiful seeds in the meantime. Oh my god, Saimitsu is Vietnamese! Let's go! Saimitsu is Vietnamese! Okay, jokes aside, Saimitsu has been known as a very accuracy-minded player and also a very good LN player. Also, 978k is like a very typical score from Saimitsu to get on this kind of map. So very good seedings, not necessarily not necessarily a physical player. So stage 2 is gonna suffer a little bit, but they can catch some strong points in round 64 and round 32, I believe.
And at least I admit to I read his lobby and he was actually really scared about not qualifying. And here he is, seed number 20.
At seed number 19, we're getting into top 20. It's official, we are getting into top 20. Blue Potion, another accuracy-minded player coming from the result of stage 2. Not quite sustaining the physicality, the sheer physicality of stage 2, but just nailing those Zara stages.
For seed number 18, we have Sleevy Maddie with a first digit as well in stage number 1, ranking number 9 with 991k, and number 14 in the second stage with 959. Something worth noting that they seem to be a very physical player. So this is something to be wary of.
Yeah, both a very physical, rights-minded player and also a very accuracy-minded player. Top 10 is going to be 990k plus on the stage 1 for reference. And another similar profile is going to be Troyer, 992k. It's going to be top 7 on stage 1. Going to be number 17 on stage 2. I believe that their opponent can catch them off guard on the LNs, especially on the 164 LNs. And going up into the rankings, top 16. Top 16 is going to be the official top seeds. So the top seeds are the cream of the cream, and you can see Useless is going to be culminating in terms of physicality. 972k might be a full combo score on stage 2, which is actually kind of mind-blowing to see because we didn't really expect that many people to get full combos on stage 2.
Yeah, that stage was really difficult. The next seed, we have number 15, Flancake 647. This seems to be another well-rounded seeded. We see at stage 1, number 13, stage 2, 27. LN, we have 21, and stage 4, number 17. This is an example of a really well-rounded player.
Oh,
I'm
so struck with this stage 2. So yeah, 980k is gonna be top 4. So you can see like the shape of the leaderboard so far, and top 4 being 980k just really shows how hard stage 2 is. The really strong showing on stage 1, not quite 990k, but almost.
Jesus Christ. Sparkle Witch in seed number 13, placing at 26 in the Rice Picks, and seed number 18 in the Olympics, but oh my god, stage number 4, they destroyed it.
Yeah, you can also see the shape of the leaderboards for stage 4. Top 4 is gonna be 981k, so it's gonna be looking similar to stage 2 in terms of scoring. We have a real Vietnamese. We can tell that from their username, and we can also tell that from their accuracy and just general prowess overall in the standings. I do believe that they are pretty familiar with tournaments. It just kind of shows by their overall standings. Very all-rounded player, really.
Oh, here we have for seed number 11, Rhythm Boy from Malaysia, achieving a seed of number 7 for the stage 2, which is still amazing at this seed, 972. And also, we can see at stage 4, they actually excelled as well, 963k.
Into the standings, gonna be Kurayami Nya. And what are those standings?
This is a crazy season, yeah.
Yeah, and those standings put me in a case of not understanding anything. Like maybe Kurayami choked twice on the stage number 1 and wasn't quite able to get a full combo, but did get some decent accuracy nonetheless. But yeah, quite unfortunate to see the seeding. Could have gotten maybe 1 or 2 spots in the top 10, but it is nonetheless going to be a seed number 10. And I'm gonna take the liberty to pronounce that. It's gonna be Anyat Bui. So, very all-rounded overall. I want to say the seed number 22 coming in Elensk, it's due to a choke, maybe an accidental slider break, especially towards the later half, which is really hard. But I do want to trust that Anyatboy is pretty all-rounded in terms of tournament skill sets.
For seed number 8, this is where things get to tighten up a little bit more. Here we see Fortair blocking it at number 5 in stage 3, and also number 7 in stage 4. You can see this is where it's getting crazy. This is a perfect match in the Rice pick, 19-19. You can see they're a very LN biased player.
Yeah, honestly, very interesting profile. And also, speaking of very interesting profile, very similar profile as what's the side here. Top 4 on the lens and top 3 on hybrids, like very strong showings. 984 and 982 are like really strong showings on those maps in particular. Kind of didn't manage to get a strong score on stage 1. And managed and just sustained stage 2 enough to get a decent top 16. But I think LN and hybrids are where their strengths really show.
Yeah, for seed number 6, Popfish 0615 coming in at number 6. We have a decent well-rounded Rice pick, with stage 1 being 988k and 961k for stage number 2. Stage number 3, we get a little bit better, 978k, and for stage number 4, our rank number 8, we can see that they are definitely a player more biased towards the hybrid type of maps.
Okay, we're coming up to top 5, and top 5 sets itself apart from the rest of the seeds, really. And going from seed number 6 to seed number 5, the average rank is going from 11 to 8.75. So like there's a fair amount of margin between seed 6 and seed 5. And seed 5 is going to be Otechiyarika. It's going to be very interesting profile to study as well. Very, very strong showings on Rise. And also, Ellen somehow didn't quite manage to understand the hybrid. Maybe got tried by the SV somehow. But yeah, just a really strong player. Maybe the hybrid was not their map in particular, so you might not get points by just picking hybrids. You just gotta have to pick the correct hybrid.
Seed number 4, we have another era member. It'll be seed number 4 placing rank number 3 on the first stage with a 994. 15 with a 958 in the second stage. 13 maybe a little bit less on the LN side. They seem to be a little bit more of a physical player with 974 on stage 3 and 983 clocking in a number 2 in stage number 4. This is crazy.
Yeah, you can see those scores. Like seed number 2 on hybrid is 983k. It kind of shows how hard the map is really. It's just not that straightforward. 994k top 3 on Rise 1 also shows how proficient players are at Rise accuracy. Like Rise accuracy is much more common than LN accuracy. And speaking of LN accuracy, we're going to go into top 3. It's gonna be and look at that! Look at that LN stage, 992k in seed number 2.
I'm seeing that there's a little bit of some sorcery going on in the chat. They are predicting, and was being predicted for number 3, and you guys were correct. Second in Inland, second in the stage number 2 for Rise, and number 4 in the stage 1. But this is a crazy standing.
Yeah, honestly, like could have gotten top 2 with a better hybrid, I want to say, and that's their only downfall. And coming up into top 2 is gonna be Beam Lie, a much more, I guess, all-rounded profile with single-digit standings all the way.
Yeah, this is one of the more impressive tops. You can see that they are straight up single digits, that they are not here to mess around. They're here to play and they're here to win.
Yeah, like very impressive showing as a top 2. And honestly, do we even need to commentate seed 1?
I don't think we need to. I think
yeah, honestly, like, let's just look at the scores and just call it done, because this yeah, no,
this is crazy. This is just crazy.
Yeah, nah, this is disgusting. Let's just go to the Maple showcase. I don't even want to look at it.
You placed even better than me.
Yeah, so these were the qualifiers results, and we are going to post the statistics sheet for you to peruse and also compare your standings with other fellow players in the tournament, in the Discord, and so on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed these results, and now we are going to get into the actual maps of the showcase, starting with Rise number 1.
We hope people enjoy round of 16. We put a lot of effort into this post.
No, this is seed number 1. Personally, no. Alright, let's go! We are going with Logan's Season 1 OP Okigumo. It's gonna be our jump stream oriented map that is by far going to be the most straightforward map in the map pool. It's gonna be clocking in at 178 BPM.
This is definitely one of those plays that you need to be concentrated in, since this is so easy to break, since you can just autopilot this map. And that is the difficult part of this map. That you cannot Apollo it so easy that you maybe will just drop combo without noticing.
So yeah, this intro is very broken in terms of a two-handed dynamic going into some like going from broken jump streams, like broken two-handed jump streams into like just straight jump streams is like kind of a change in dynamic, and this map pretty much features some changes of dynamic. Like here, you've got a small minor LN section that doesn't even really count in the categorization really, and those transitional split trills here and there just kind of make it so that this map is not autopilotable at all.
Definitely. Something worth noticing, this is marked under the consistency side of things. So being able to properly accuracy this map is gonna be it's gonna be detrimental for your match, either if you win or you lose.
Yeah, honestly, like this map is pretty well spaced in between. Like it's not that stamina intensive, but it is very like consistency demanding, especially. So it's gonna demand you to actually read the patterns and just correctly execute them and not drop any 200s. That's pretty much what I had to go through while playing this map, and especially like the ending is also pretty chokeable with some trills here and there, like two-handed trills especially, and some patterns that will make you do a double take, really.
Nonetheless, this is a very fun map, and I think people are gonna enjoy this rice book.
All right, so rice number 2 is gonna be the speedier kind of pick. We are going to I don't have my notes open, but I think we are going to have 5 rice in the map pool. And this one's gonna be the second one's gonna be the speedier, more physical type of pick, and it's also fairly short in nature. 1 minute and 51 seconds. Gonna be one of the shorter picks of the map pool.
Even though this is a little bit on the shorter side, there's nothing. People are maybe gonna see this and maybe you're gonna be like, yeah, this is can be a little bit simpler, but this is not simple at all. Here we have a lot of broken stream bursts that you need to be you need to have your eyes wide open for them. Those mini jacks as well.
Yeah, once again, not a super straightforward pick. Like, despite it being the speed pick, it still provides you some technicality and some things to look out for. I find this substantially harder to act than Rise One, so this one is especially going to be useful for players who know how to act like technical dumb streams and just know what they're doing compared to just straight up consistency.
This is for sure gonna be something worth noting here. This map could be seen as a dump. Not really. It's a little bit of a mix between the burst, a little bit of a dump here and there, and jump stream. But something that you need to have in mind is to please, for everybody at the stream right now, please practice the pools. This pools, even though it's round of 64, maybe it's a little bit easier for some other players, but please practice them. This is gonna be something detrimental to either you winning or losing your match.
Yeah, honestly, like even just you can just pop this maple in a multi lobby. Like I know a fair amount of tournament players like to just open multiplayer lobbies with fellow players, just play through the maple in their entirety. Like you can do it with friends, we can do it with some random people in the Discord. You can just chill. We are here to have fun.
Definitely, that's the most important part here. But now we're gonna come to rice number 3. We're gonna have the flashbulb easy god library.
Yeah, it might say easy in the title. It's not super easy. It's like easy enough to be around a 64, but I don't think it's like a really easy pick to handle quite from the get-go. So this is gonna be a map from Biosphere, very well technical mapper, and their maps, their lower star rated maps are actually quite compelling to play, and also gonna be some of the harder ones to handle for a lot of players who are not used to playing these kind of bursty maps.
Yeah, something worth noting here. As you said, they are a very well-known tech mapper, and this is definitely nothing short of tech. It might be 3.08 stars, but do not let that fool you. This map has a lot of technicalities in within, as you said, with the burst and also the broken trails that you can see there and the graces. This is just a very technical map.
Yeah, honestly, for the flashbulb, this is a really like chill song choice. You can see like this one-handed trill for emphasis on the piano, and like there's emphasis all over the place in this map, and it's like very very volatile, and you have to basically react to anything that happens in this map.
Yeah, this is definitely not a map that you can just autopilot for sure.
God, I love jazz.
And this is such a pretty song from coming from the Flashbulb. Like you said, it's a really chill song, huh?
Yeah, honestly, like flashbulb makes a lot less chill stuff usually, but like this is very appreciable. Like Miranda 64 overall is gonna be a chill round for a lot of people.
We're just gonna have fun with round of 64, and I hope everybody does. Now on to Rice pick number 4.
Yeah, this one is gonna be another chill song choice. And this one is gonna be a different vibe going from Nyanderwall, the Nonanbiori X Wonderwall mashup and the flashbulb jazz core. It's gonna be some strong vibey EDM, and it's gonna be almost chord jack, but not quite because it's still gonna have some technical elements to prevent it being a 1 million bait.
Only that because those little bursts there that can confuse you if you are not paying attention real well.
Yeah, here you have like a section that is very quote unquote chord jack core in nature, but it's interspaced by transitions here and there that kind of break your flow, kind of prevent you from really going autopilot. And this part in particular is going to be very chokeable because the anchor is like very mind blockable.
Not only that, but if you see that there's a little space with the lens, there's gonna be a 1/4 gap that maybe can make you choke. So you gotta be sure to practice those lens. Those reverse
Yeah.
shields as well are gonna take a cake, and you gotta be very careful with them.
Yeah, I think it takes training to kind of get the LN timing down. I think you can autopilot those LNs in a certain way that they're going to be registering automatically for you. Once again, those anchors are also very, very, very treacherous.
Nonetheless, we can definitely say that this was a very fun pick for us to have in this pool.
Yeah, honestly, I vibe with this song. It's like a song I can just hit notes and just kind of tune my brain out somehow. Like this map is not autopilotable, but I kind of just vibe with this kind of map. And I
Maybe
think like a lot of the map choices that map pullers, like we map pullers, have settled for are this kind of like very both vibey in terms of mapping and song choice and so on, but also vibe in terms of nostalgia because I think a fair amount of the mappers have played this game for like almost a decade. I want to say.
Yes, yes, that is very true. Now that you mentioned that, almost a decade, yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go with Rice pick number 5. This is probably a pick that people are going to recognize.
Yeah, it's gonna be the infamous commentator's enemy number one, the Fluxy Nuxy Nilification. I
There we
haven't
go.
trained I haven't trained beforehand, so I probably missed some letters here and there, but can you blame me? But this is a banger.
This map is a banger. When we added this map, this was us saying, "Hey, we need vibes in this pool," and this was one of the maps that we definitely played a lot with. Only that, but there was some internal bets that I couldn't SS this map. Yes, I did, thankfully. So
Yeah,
yeah,
honestly, like this is one of my favorite maps, like from back in the day, and like this was a really strong warm up for me back in the day when it was just like amping it in terms of skill, and actually some players in the chat, like some players in the tournament, might recognize this map from another tournament. So actually, let us tell you one thing straight. This is gonna be the only reuse coming from Cold Open Cup or Dynascape's Intermediate Cup. I forgot the last word.
let's just say this is a very fun map. This is a really fun map. I hope people do enjoy playing with.
Yeah, like this might be a long one. Like this might be one of the longest non-tiebreaker picks with clocking in at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So this one is probably gonna be the most stamina heavy for the lower seeds. Especially clocking in at 200 BPM is definitely going to be a little bit speedy for a fair amount of people, especially since this map kind of amps up its density here and there. For example, the split drills are pretty gnarly to get at 200 BPM. Some people might drop some 200 in there.
I'm definitely expecting this map to be banned in the lower seeds. This is something for the top seeders to play and maybe show off. Not even show off, but maybe they can show their dominance with this map.
Yeah, like the snaps on this are pretty straightforward. I want to say like this is one of the least I would say this is one of the least technical picks of the map along with Rice 1. So if you want to aim for ratio, if you want to aim for accuracy, I think this is one of the picks along with Rice 1.
Because to say this is a map that I really enjoyed being in this pool. This is, you can definitely say this is a part of the speed pick of the Rise. This is the more intense side of the pool. But something worth noting is that you will see people dropping a lot of 200 here. Why? Maybe the speed, but something that people do not know about speed picks, you need to have accuracy with it. That's why I mentioned you need to practice the pools.
Yeah, not necessarily even practice the pools themselves, but practice the skill sets that are included in pools. Because yeah, this is Rise number 5, and this is going to be the last Rise that you're going to see on screen. And so far, I think for a lot of players, this might spell familiarity with a lot of the maps that players might be familiar and comfortable with. But this is soon going to be coming to an end because we are going into the event section soon.
This is the first of the 3 Olympics for this pool, and now we have a Buy For Now map. If you know Buy For Now, you know this is going to be a really intense map. It's going to be Sentive Raindrops. This is mostly a release map. We were talking about this map when we were pulling it, and we wanted people to play more release maps. This is a map that is gonna take a lot of skill to properly play. You might see it as a simple map, but yeah, those releases are gonna get you off guard.
Yeah, like honestly, um, this might be a niche skill set, but LN coordination at this BPM is like really hard to focus on, and this like might be a niche skill set from people just kind of being hidden in the seed standings. Like this is not being represented at all in the qualifiers, so people might be acing this map and coming at you right from left field, just acing this kind of map. Like especially people coming from 7K, for example. Like 7K players are gonna be I guess the most familiar with this kind of slow LN, really focus intense uh, kind of kind of map.
Something worth mentioning is that this map might bring some surprises for our players since maybe they don't know that they are that good at releasing LNs. But hey, this is not a common pick in tournaments nowadays, seeing release maps since they can be a little bit easy. But you know what? We believe in this pick because as you said, at this low BPM, this is going to take all the coordination. Every single viewer in your brain is going to be focused in those LNs.
Yeah, honestly, this might be the hardest 2-star that you might play. Like this is probably the hardest 2.02 star you might ever get the pleasure to even play. Like this is ridiculous. And some people might even find that this map is going to be harder than the Ran 32 map that is going to follow this one. So like this is a really particular pick, and this doesn't like really translate into a linear difficulty scale going from Rana 64 to Rana 32 to Rana 16, etc.
A little break at the end here with Sunrise. So now we're gonna go with the second Ellen pick of the tournament. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of our custom maps for this pool.
yeah, it's gonna be the first custom from the bracket stage. It's gonna be brought to you by none other by Ballistic, and this one is gonna be much faster than LN1. So LN1 is the very slow LN coordination. This is gonna be more of a fast coordination, almost density like pick.
Yeah, you definitely will have in mind the short lens here. They're gonna play an important part in keeping your accuracy.
Yeah, like here you can see like the snaps are like very straightforward, and there's not that many overlaps. There's like 2 overlaps at most, which is much easier to handle than either the qualifiers or even LN1.
Aside from that, this is a really straightforward. You can go ahead and play it. Map takes a little bit of practice, but you should be able to nail this down.
Yeah, also this is a very uh, start and go kind of pick because it is a TV size pick, and the TV size picks are usually tend to go like this. You either full combo the thing or you combo break and just lose the point in other pain, because a combo break in a TV size map in a TV size pick is just gonna be just spelling doom for your score. Absolutely.
So now for our third and last LM pick. This is an amazing map. I think a lot of people are gonna know this map. This is Bathtub Mermaid. This is one of our wildcard picks for this tournament. I love this map. It's really simple. It's really enjoyable. It has straightforward snaps. You're gonna see yourself maybe struggling a bit with the release if you don't know how to release the LNs properly. Not only that, but you need to have a lot of concentration here, as you're gonna see that there are a lot of shields. And those
Yeah,
shields are a combo dropper. That I can assure you.
yeah. Honestly, like it's that shield dynamic that is very common in higher scale tournaments, and here we have it at a much lower scale. And this is gonna be the quote unquote medium speed LN, and this one does have a fair amount of coordination going on. It is going back and forth between one and the other, and has I want to say at most two LNs held at the same time, but it doesn't really stop. It doesn't give you a break compared to, for example, LN2, and it is also a little bit longer.
Something worth mentioning that this map is a really nice song. It's really calming, but please do not sleep while playing this map. This is gonna treat you really mean if you do.
Yeah, you get some triples here and there that might trip you up, and going from doubles into triples in terms of island coordination is definitely something to handle mentally, because depending on your skin, you might get overwhelmed at the amount of information that isn't on your screen. So it's definitely something to get used to.
This is very true. Nonetheless, this is a really simple map, and I enjoy it. I really do.
All right, so that's it for the LN map. So we are going to go into the hybrids, and we are going to have two hybrids. The first of one is going to be Veil, an old map by Kamui. Some of you might know this map being used in previous, very much older tournaments, and you might notice that in the map set there's an edit. We are actually not playing the edit, we are playing the unedited version. So the rationale behind this is that the edit removes a fair amount of mini jacks and also nerfs the break section that you are going to see in like the later half of the map. But seeing as in 2025 the players are much more Rise oriented than they are Ellen oriented, we wanted that extra Rise focus on the map, and I think like having that extra rise difficulty on the hybrid is like actually beneficial for a 2025 meta.
It is definitely ooh, a little bit of a trivia with this map. This is the second longest map on the regular pool. With the first one being Flotchy coming in at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Veil is coming at 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Yeah, so this is gonna be another consistency pick, and this consistency pick is slower than Fluxinoxinilfication or something. But yeah, rest assured that this one kind of requires a different kind of consistency than Foxy.
Pretty sure that the players that placed a good seating in that department, they're gonna have a blast with this one.
Yeah, some of those Ellen anchors in the chorus might also be pretty chokeable in terms of accuracy. You might get some 200s by dropping those Ellens maybe a tiny bit too early. Like you can see here, like I did the replay, and my judgments on the Ellen releases are kind of all over the place. Really, like I do release a bit early or a bit later in some portions, and this break section is going to be harder than the rest of the match, especially with those two-hand trails and those graces, and these these graces and those bursts are much harder than the rest of the map. It definitely spikes here, and it's definitely a tight read bait, so if you know that it's coming, then you can take your opponent by surprise.
That is definitely true. That little spike at the end is gonna get people by surprise. You need to definitely practice this map because those drills at that high BPM with 150, they maybe are gonna represent a problem for you if you're not that type of player.
But yeah, honestly, another chill song choice, I want to say. Like we also had some pretty chill song choices in the LN department. I believe that like LN1 and LN3 were very chill. LN2 was a
Yeah,
little bit more upbeat, but still kind of pretty chill in terms of mapping. Just very upbeat and wholesome, I want to say.
of course. Now we have the second and last hybrid pick of the pool. This is gonna be Shigatsu no Yoru from Ashton's Lovers. This map, believe it or not, will give you a hard time. You need a lot of hand coordination for this. Why do I say this? Those LNs, while having notes playing in between them, they are gonna get to you if you are definitely not a coordinated player. Not only that, you're gonna see something if you have played this map. People have definitely seen this map, but here we go with the littlest beasts that are definitely gonna be either a combo dropper or you are gonna drop a curiosity in that. So we definitely encourage you to play this map.
Yeah, it's gonna be another like TV size core. So compared to the other hybrid, this one is gonna be requiring less consistency and more like raw performance, especially on this pretty heavy, like smaller coordination section. And overall, the fact that this is like a mix of chord jacks and LN coordination kind of makes it a really strong hybrid coordination pick. And yeah, I don't think like there's like a lot to say about this other than the fact that this is I find this to be one of the first I want to say 2015 core kind of picks, and you are going to see this kind of pick being a kind of a recurrence throughout the tournament.
Definitely, that's gonna be a theme. A little bit of a trivia with this. This is the second highest OD map in the pool.
And speaking of oldies but goodies, gonna be the time for the all-time tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker is not gonna be a common tiebreaker at all. It's gonna be Blackout the Alternative, and that is a pretty old entry by Poop Catch. It's gonna be the 2016 version of yeah, Blackout the Alternative, because there are two difficulties. There are two maps by Poop Gadget in this map set, and this one is the older one.
It's definitely we're gonna play the former 2015, and this map when we in the staff team were trying to recreate replays. We had a hard time with this map. This map is no joke. Trying to consistently accuracy this map as well as maintaining a constant pace, trying to gain your stamina footing. It's gonna be a little bit difficult more if you don't have a little bit of a, how do we say this, a well-rounded skill set. Something worth noting as well. You maybe want to win your picks because this tiebreaker does not mess around.
Yeah, I dare say like this tiebreaker is at least a tiny bit harder than the rest of the pool, and that is intentional. And especially get it, like in terms of LN coordination, this definitely packs a punch compared to like even some of the actual LN picks. Like this LN speed section, for example, is kind of a surprise to see, and the many mini jacks spread throughout this map is definitely gonna catch some people off guard. And the definition of tiebreaker is usually like uh, by the textbook, by the dictionary definition, that tiebreaker breaks ties. It's literally meant to determine the winner. And I want to say, like, going from several definitions of tiebreakers, some people might think that in some tournaments, tiebreakers are meant to be all-rounded. They're meant to feature all kinds of skill sets in an equal way within a single map. This is not the case. This we just want to promote a map that is hard enough to kind of tell one person from the other, and I think like the one person, the one player who is going to win this tiebreaker definitely deserves to stay in winners bracket in round 32. Like remember, in round 30, in round 64, no one gets eliminated. They're only sent to losers bracket.
Yes, this is something worth mentioning that I think a lot of people were asking about this. This is a double elimination tournament for batching criteria, so do not worry if you lose in round of 64, you're gonna have a second chance at redemption. Something also that I wanted to mention about this map. This map is gonna weed you out. So definitely that's what I meant by hey, you want to win your picks. You don't want to reach that tiebreaker point. Because at the time that you reach that tiebreaker point, I hope your stamina is still standing tall. Because this will definitely drain whatever's left of it.
Yeah, honestly, like if you look at the BPM, 145 might not be like that intimidating, but sustaining the control that is required to properly act 145 BPM is definitely something to not be underestimated. And especially those mini jacks are also going to be pretty straining. And maintaining the focus, the sheer focus that is required to just kind of read through everything, not miss one single mini jack, and those 1/3 sections, for example, is definitely challenging, even for round 64.
It's worth noting that if you remember those LNs at the start, they're gonna be brutal. Those reverse shields as well, there seem to be a little bit of a combo breaker, so you need to practice those.
Yeah, I think compared to the other maps, like a combo break is not necessarily going to hurt you in the long run because if you get good accuracy on a tiebreaker, then getting a good accuracy will net you the point, and that is one of the properties of a tiebreaker as well. But yeah, I want to say like having a tiebreaker that is a very different dynamic than the rest of the maps is definitely something to get used to.
Yeah, not only that, something that I completely forgot about this map. The guitar solos here are not they're not easy. That I can tell you that much. They're not easy.
But honestly, like, even in terms of song choice, this is way less chill than some other song choices. Like you've got the upbeat anime TV sides. You've got like the jazz. You got the piano that you can the piano lo-fi kind of go to sleep. And oh my god, this part kind of goes hard. And this is like one of the most chokeable bits of mapping that you can ever get in the tiebreaker, and that's in round 64.
It's gonna be exciting to see some tiebreakers. Actually, I hope we get to see at least one in this pool because this map is gonna be a challenge for either player.
Yeah, I want to say like, what was that 200?
That's
Hello.
amazing that our last no drop is great.
Yeah, like I think a fair amount of tiebreakers might come down to the ending. Actually, like if you drop enough combo and enough accuracy in the ending, you might give the win to the other player. So you might want to be careful about that.
That is very true. And I hope everybody enjoyed the round of 64 pool. It was it was carefully crafted. I hope people enjoy the custom element maps that also we have. And again, I hope that at least we get to see a tiebreaker to see who stands on top.
Yeah, honestly, like feel free to play through the maps and then just tell us your feedback in the Discord. Just feel free to ask some questions in the Discord as well. We are here to help, and also the scheduling is going to be announced in the Discord. You're going to get some things that you should be paying attention to now that you are qualified. Remember, top 64 gets qualified, and we are going to communicate you with both the map pool in terms of links, actual links that you can click on, and also the stats sheet when you can also see the full qualifiers results with all the leaderboards and so on.
Oh, if you have nothing else to say, I think we can wrap it up here. This was a very good stream. And I think we got everything across. Anything else you want to say? Any shout out you want to give?
Yeah, I want to shout out myself for not drinking alcohol for this showcase.
Remember, it's midnight for this guy, so he's probably just falling asleep.
Yeah, that's honestly like almost 2 a.m. It's like 1:50 right now, so I'm just gonna go Mimia.
Thank you for coming, and I hope you guys enjoy the pool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good night.